Today I want to talk about The Little Mermaid. We know the live action movie is due to release, and now Jodi Benson, who voiced Ariel in the original animated classic, has come out and said she supports Disney's changes to the songs in the movie. Now, I've no interest in the live action version of The Little Mermaid. I don't think Disney should just be rehashing the animated classics into soulless, joyless live action versions of them, because no matter what they do, they are always going to be inferior to the animated classics. I'm in a set belief that Disney should be doing new things rather than just digging up the past and trying to do something different and make it better and make it more inclusive for modern audiences, because there's a reason these animated classics are animated classics. They are beloved by everybody. But I just want to have a look at this article in Bounding into Comics, and it says, original Ariel voice actor Jodi Benson supports Disney's changes to iconic The Little Mermaid songs. It's 2023, so we have to grow, we have to learn. Jodi Benson, who voiced Ariel in Walt Disney Company's The Little Mermaid in 1989, recently declared her support for the upcoming film's changes to the iconic songs from the original animated film. In an interview with Vanity Fair at the end of March, composer Alan Menken revealed he and Walt Disney Company made changes to Kiss the Girls and Poor Unfortunate Souls. Menken explained not only that they made changes, but why they made the changes, telling the outlet, there are some lyric changes in Kiss the Girl because people have gotten very sensitive about the idea that Prince Eric would in any way force himself on Ariel. Now that is ridiculous. I've seen the animated classic. Guaranteed, it's been a good few years since I've seen the animated classic, and at no point is Eric even thinking about forcing himself on Ariel in that scene. If anything, Sebastian is there with the other creatures, the other animals, singing the song Kiss the Girl because Ariel wants Eric to kiss her, and at one point she goes in for a kiss and Eric actually pulls away. So that is just a ridiculous reason for that song. He added, we have some revisions in Poor Unfortunate Souls regarding lines that might make young girls somehow feel they shouldn't speak out of return, even though Ursula is clearly manipulating Ariel to give up her voice. So this here, he says it himself, the song is about Ursula manipulating Ariel, but they're removing lines because they don't want young girls to feel they shouldn't speak out of return, even though it's Ursula manipulating her to do this. It makes no sense of why they've changed these songs. I personally don't get it, and I don't think the people who grew up with The Little Mermaid are going to appreciate the songs being changed. And then it gets onto the part with Jodi Benson. Now, in an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Benson voiced her support for the changes to Kiss the Girls and Poor Unfortunate Souls. She told the outlet, we're talking about starting our voiceover sessions in '86 for the original film. It's 2023, so we have to grow, we have to learn, we have to be aware of our surroundings. We've got to be aware of our growth as humans and what's important now or what maybe isn't as important, she said. Things change, we've got to roll with that. I think that Rob and John have done a beautiful job doing that and still paying tribute and honour to the original film, but you've got to have growth. She continued to justify the changes, saying, it's very important to stay relevant with where we are, what's going on around us, we need to be aware. So some adjustments and fine-tuning that they needed to do, it was a must, and it was done in a beautiful way. I'm very, very thrilled with it. So I don't know if this is something that Jodi Benson has come out and said off her own back, or I don't know if Disney has approached her to come out and support the film and support the changes to this. It generally could be either, because I wouldn't put it past Disney to try and get rid of some of the negative backlash they've had of changing these lyrics in the songs, and with the critics' reviews not being all overly glowing and pretty much saying Halle Bailey is the best thing in the film and the rest of the film isn't really that good. Like I say, I don't really get the point of the live action Disney films. We have the animated classics that have endured for years, and I think at the end of the day, these live action films are not going to be remembered as fondly or as long as the animated classics. And I will guarantee you that little boys and girls and the adults of these little boys and girls and the adults that grew up watching these films will not be singing these new versions of these songs. They will be singing the original versions from the animated classic. Nobody wants these changes to songs. They don't need updating for modern audiences. they would have worked better if you just left the original songs in the movie. But they haven't. They've changed them and edited them, took lyrics out, whatever they've done to them. And the songs themselves won't be as good as the originals, which is quite fitting because this movie isn't going to be as good as the original. But as for Jodi Benson's support, like I said earlier, I don't know if it is a genuine support for the changes of the songs. It very well could be. It could just be Disney has also got in touch with her directly or through her agent, trying to drum up some positivity about this movie. The pre-release ticket sales in China aren't doing particularly well. I think it is on track to do quite well in the United States for opening weekend. The film itself, I don't think will be a financial disaster for Disney. I think it will take a lot of money. I don't know if it will reach $1 billion. I don't think it will be a financial flop. I think it will generate enough interest to have people going to see it. But just the amount of times that Jodi Benson does say that we have to grow, there's growth. It's a lot of times she mentions about growth in these couple of paragraphs, and that to me just makes it feel like maybe it wasn't a genuine support for the changes and maybe Disney has reached out. What do you guys think about this? Do you think it is something that Jodi Benson genuinely supports? Or do you think it is Disney trying to drum up some positivity about the changes to the songs and to the film? Do let me know in the comments below. And that's all from me. I want to make a fresh cup of tea.